Hi guys! This video series includes instructional snippets of ways to perform family history. These videos are targeted to members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and much of this information will only make sense to members. If you are not a member but are interested in family history instruction, please contact me through the form link posted in the video summary, and I will create a video series targeted to non-members. Today, I'm going to go into the basics of FamilySearch.org as well as define terms that I will be using throughout these video series. FamilySearch is my preferred family history tool because not only does it allow me to request ordinances to bring to the temple, but it is also completely free for any user. It provides me with free access to other family history and pedigree websites, and thousands of trained volunteers devote countless hours each day to ensure that records are digitized and accurate history is accounted for. On that note, let's jump into FamilySearch. I'm going to go ahead and click sign in. If you have an LDS.org account, the login credentials are the same. If you're not sure you have an LDS account or are not a member, you can always create a new account. As a member, you'll need to enter your record number, and I'll show you where that's at right here. It'll be found on your temple recommend if you're wondering where to find it. I have an LDS account, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. You'll be redirected to a page very similar to this. The first thing you want to do is navigate to your family tree on the navigation bar. This is your personal family tree. This particular view that we'll be seeing is the landscape view. And it displays your pedigree vertically. You can switch to portrait view to see a vertical view, but this view doesn't provide enough detail for me to ever really use it. The next view is fan chart, which is really good for seeing a larger picture of your pedigree. Finally, there is descendancy view, which shows descendants of ancestors. This is a very useful feature for experienced users trying to extend their family line. Most of the time, though, I do my pedigree work or navigation using the landscape view. If this is your first time on FamilySearch, you'll need to enter in some information about your parents, grandparents, and maybe great-grandparents. You can click on the link in the video summary to navigate to that tutorial. If you've already entered this information, you'll see a pedigree similar to this one. This is a couple node. The husband is always on top and the wife on bottom. The husband's parents always expand on the top, while the wife's parents always expand on the bottom. Any children can be viewed by clicking on the children list. To expand the family tree further, you can expand a particular family line. This will open up the next 2 generations on that line. If you expand a separate line, your previous expansion will be lost. In fact, if you expand out further than the 2nd generation, you will see that any expansion details that you have are entirely lost, even if you revert back to them. For this reason, FamilySearch is best used for deep exploration instead of broad exploration. Let's talk a bit about individual persons. Clicking on a person's name opens up a person card. From the person card, you can click on Person to navigate to that ancestor's person page. I'll talk more about the person page in a later video, but note that you can switch between the person page and the tree view pages without losing track of your pedigree expansion. The other thing you can do on a person card is reroute the person by clicking on Tree. This means the person will now be the root instead of you. This is useful for viewing descendants of an ancestor and expanding the pedigree in both directions. Notice that I can also reroute a person by clicking View Tree on the person page. Next, notice that next to each person, there is a unique ID. You can actually take an ID like this, and I'm going to use James here as an example, and copy it into the ID spot in the URL to reroute to that person. Write down person IDs of ancestors you are interested in and want to return to later, so that you can use this method to quickly route to them. I'd highly recommend having a family history journal on Microsoft Word or Google Docs for everything you want to remember. That's it for this tutorial. This is part 1 of a 2-part tutorial on the basics of family search. Follow the link in the video summary for part 2. I keep comments closed to avoid typical YouTube banter. However, I am open to feedback, questions, or suggestions. Please see the video summary for more information on how to contact me. And thanks for watching.